Welcome to the fourth module of the NIMS Training Tracker video series about the role of the NIMS coordinator. As you have learned from the previous videos, this program was created for online tracking of a client organization's emergency training data in a format compatible with responder credentialing and annual reports management purposes. An effective response system requires accountability of data and an understandable framework for logistics reporting that is fast and retrievable on demand. The coordinator's function in the program is to merge the policies within a jurisdiction with federally established guidelines. The coordinator provides leadership for the faculty to tailor documented preparedness statements into compliance reports and pre-incident capability statements. The coordinator provides principals with standards of authentication and training targets, and prepares capability reports to FEMA and other federal cooperators using the program's applied tools. In this module, we will show you how the program allows the coordinator to assist players located at different levels of the educational hierarchy, students, principals, and administrators, to streamline their duties. The role of the coordinator may be fulfilled by one person or more. It is up to the jurisdiction to make specific arrangements for duty assignments. The Incident Command System pattern, with its easy-to-follow format, is central to the NIMS Training Tracker program structure. Each user has one supervisor, who also has one supervisor, going up the chain of command until the top level is reached. Following this logic, the coordinator is symbolically placed in the incident commander's top seat. Deputy coordinators may be appointed as well. The coordinator's role is one of cohesion, providing direction, purpose, and consistency. A successful emergency response profile requires reliable access to data concerning individual responder training records to balance skills and fill preparedness gaps. The NIMS coordinator is in a leadership position to implement the jurisdiction's emergency response framework. Training from existing courses provided by FEMA, NIFC, COMET, and others can be integrated with locally delivered events, such as drills and exercises. Working together, the coordinator, administrators, and principals support the entire operational system of building and tracking individual training framework patterns on a regular basis. The coordinator works with principals to instill the jurisdiction's standards for credentials quality control, which need to be completely understood and implemented. While providing guidance to principals in diversifying learning plan profiles, the coordinator also performs the role of a principal when needed to approve a student's class selection or verify a class completion. While administrators focus their efforts within a jurisdiction, the coordinator will use information assembled in the NIMS Training Tracker program to prepare reports for agencies beyond the local jurisdiction. Inside the program, coordinators can see all student learning plans and their current status. They can enter edits in place of a principal and view verified transcripts. The coordinator has authority to promote any participant to a status of a principal, administrator, or coordinator, can document communities and divisions for a jurisdiction, and create assigned default principals and administrators for each one. The coordinator can replace anyone's principal in their appropriate functions, but is in no position to fulfill principal's functions with reference to the coordinator's own learning plan. No user has authority to override any student's personal learning plan authentications. Those must always come from a student personally. New accounts are created using two different doorways. The first one is for a student to initiate. Let's take a look at a new user, Steve Van, who was provided the web address for the service and given the site password for the jurisdiction's account. Steve comes to the site, selects an account, enters the site password, and clicks the Sign In button, taking him to the personal sign on screen. Steve clicks on the Create NIMS Account button. There are several fields for Steve to complete. New users should pay attention to the email address and password fields entered on the screen. To access the site, users enter the email address typed here. The password is a complex combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, special characters, a total length of 8 or more characters. When completed, the new account will immediately provide access to a user as a student. Notice that Steve did not enter the community or division when creating the account, so his learning plan page does not show a principal's name, and he will not be able to promote his classes until a principal is identified. We will now join coordinator Lily Niemi as she enters the site to confirm Steve Van's new account and to create another account for a different user. Lily enters the site, goes to the Users menu, scrolls through the list and locates Steve Van's account. There are no entries for the community or division, and a principal has not been identified. Clicking on the Edit hyperlink, Lily sets division, community, user type, and a principal for Steve. The Save Edit button immediately activates the new settings. Steve chose a complex password when creating the account and will be able to access it with these entries. Lily will use another doorway to get to a new account for Rudolf Bega. It is completed at the top of the user's screen using the fields shown. At this doorway, all of the appropriate fields can be entered and the Create Account button clicked. Rudy's account is established, but there was no field to create Rudy's new password. In the NIMS Training Tracker program, passwords can be created only by the account bearer personally. At the first doorway, Steve Van created the initial account, including his personal password. At this second doorway, Lily created the account for Rudy Bega, but he still does not have access to his personal account, as the password has not been established yet. Lily can click on the Reset Password hyperlink, sending an email to Rudy with a temporary password. Remember, the password in this case will work only once, and only within 24 hours of its issuance. If Rudy receives the program's email within this time period, he can access the site. Otherwise, Rudy has one last entry point to use. He can navigate to the site, enter the jurisdiction's profile, and click the Forgot Your Password button. He must make sure he enters his email address exactly the same way as Lily did when she created his account earlier. When Rudy clicks the Reset Password button, he will be emailed a new temporary password to enter the site. Everyone using the Reset Password feature must visit the My Admin menu when entering the program with the temporary credentials. Completing the Change Password box makes the user's access credentials permanent. Coordinator Niemi has also been requested to make a change to Willard Pearl's account. When his account was originally requested, he entered with guest for his division and out there as his community. Willard has transferred to Coeur d'Alene and would like his records updated. Lily locates his name on the user's menu and selects the Edit Hyperlink. While on this applet screen, she uses pull-down menus to set a division and community and verifies his user type and a principal. When done, Lily clicks the Save Edit button to make the change permanent. A word of caution for the coordinator or administrators on the screen. The Delete hyperlink on the right side of each user's profile is designed to remove the user's records completely from NIMS Training Tracker records. It removes all learning plan and transcript records for the student. Conversely, changing the name and an email address of a user will migrate all learning plan and transcript data associated with the original user to a new user. This creates a false credentials record for the new user, and all NIMS faculty should take steps to prevent corruption of the jurisdiction's data. Completed courses become a starting point for qualifications, covering an academic part of training. Exercises, drills, and response tasks build the team's practical qualifications. Let us join Coordinator Lily Niemi as she makes an announcement about an exercise planned by the jurisdiction. Lily enters the program, migrates to the course's menu item to enter a planned event, which is a tabletop exercise for severe weather hosted locally. Lily enters details of the exercise into the new course area. The course is TTX for tabletop exercise. She places a dash, then enters an 8-digit date code for the course number. In this case, TTX 201-40911, standing for September 11th, 2014. She enters the exercise title, Hours and Allocation. She enters the provider OEM, standing for Office of Emergency Management, and clicks the Add New Course button. The class is immediately added to the database of available courses. To confirm it, she moves to the Choose Course Provider menu, selects the OEM option, and finds the course she has just added. Next, Lily selects the Learning Plan menu item to view her own learning plan agenda. Remember, she's a coordinator, but like everyone else in the program, also a student who has a principal. She moves to the Choose Course Provider menu to select the OEM option, pulls down the Available Courses menu, and selects the planned tabletop exercise. When she clicks the Add Course button, the exercise is added to her learning plan. As a student, she accepts the exercise by checkmarking the box in the Student column and clicks the Save Learning Plan button. She has a principal who must approve her course selection. Lily can contact all students offline to inform them of the planned class. She could also select their names on the learning plan screen and add the exercise to each student's agenda. When Lily checks the Principal column box and clicks the Save Learning Plan button, students will receive an automated email from the program under the name Lily Niemi as a person authorizing this addition to the student's learning plan. The invitation comes from the coordinator when made this way. While any faculty are authorized to create new classes, the coordinator is the only user allowed to access all student learning plans and add a course as a proposed event. Lily could have notified the principals of the exercise addition with a request to add the event to their students' learning plans. The OEM class in this example is not designed to meet a FEMA class requirement. It is a tool the jurisdiction can use to enhance the team's preparedness potential. The coordinator supports students and principals when quick decisions have to be made and time-sensitive factors come into play. Next on screen, Coordinator Lily is responding to a request from a principal to approve a course for his student, Scott Lawson. The course G659, Search and Rescue Planning, is offered in a nearby jurisdiction. A seat at the class has opened, and both Scott and his principal decide it's a good class for him to attend. Lily enters the program, opens Scott's learning plan, adds the class, places a check mark in the principal's column, and clicks Save Learning Plan button. Scott receives an automated email telling him to check his learning plan changes. The message will show Lily Niemi as an authorized user who approved the change. A time-saving feature is used in the program, which contains over 800 classes in the NIMS course provider list. On the learning plan screen, users pulling down the available courses list touch on the keyboard the first letter of the course name to jump to the letter's location in alphabetical order. Touching G skips the list to G108, and a user can keep scrolling to the desired destination. Another feature is a smart accountability element. When a class, event, or curriculum group is selected, the program makes a check of the student's current learning plan and transcript to see if the class has already been assigned or completed by the student. If the course set is a curriculum group with several courses added together, the feature will add only the missing courses. When Lily enters her own learning plan and selects from the curriculum group list the basic level NIMS option and clicks the Add Curriculum Group button, no classes are added. The 6 courses for the group are already in her transcript. The coordinator has access to reports not accessible by other users. When viewing transcripts, each user will see a hyperlink, Download Transcripts, to pull a student's transcript to a local machine as a CSV file that can be opened locally using a spreadsheet or a database program. Once downloaded, the file can be manipulated to group course provider training events, sorted by date of completion, course types, or a student's name. The coordinator screen has an added hyperlink labeled Download All Transcripts, which pulls all student transcript data within the program into one CSV file. This file, manipulated locally, includes student names, the class number, title, category, date of a course completion, and the principal's name, verifying successful completion of the training event. This file, requested on demand, always as up-to-date as the records maintained by a jurisdiction, can be used for annual reports such as NIMSCAST report to FEMA, or as pre-incident credentialing for multi-agency coordination. Using several tools within a spreadsheet program, critical data about completed courses for individual responders can be assembled. This is the tool to be used by faculty for responder and jurisdiction credentialing to assess the depth and breadth of capabilities held. As our coordinator moves to the learning plan screen, a similar hyperlink labeled Download Pending Classes is available. When Lily selects the link, the program assembles a CSV file including all pending classes in the jurisdiction, listing provider, course, title, and student names. When pulled into a local spreadsheet program, the coordinator can sort by course number and find how many students are planned for various courses. This feature can be used when considering if a small group of students should be sent to an instructor-led course outside the jurisdiction, or if it would be better to bring an authorized instructor to the jurisdiction to train a large group of students. With locally prepared events such as OEM exercises, the count of participants becomes an RSVP list useful for scheduling and arrangements. Pre-incident credentialing verification within a jurisdiction is required to create an optimal combination of responder abilities achieved through individual training and experience. The NIMS Training Tracker program equips the jurisdiction with tools to accomplish the task. NIMS coordinators set the stage for a professional level of accountability and accuracy in tracking information within the program to secure its consistency with the training patterns of the host organization. The standards may involve the way verification of records is conducted and how everyone is tutored through the various levels of the program's use. Coordinators can backstop principals as needed without compromising record management quality for convenience sake. The NIMS Training Tracker program serves as a time-saving tool, but it requires consistent quality control practices implemented by the coordinator and exercised by all users. Discipline starts in the mind with an effort to organize itself. As you can see, the NIMS coordinator is a student, advisor, tutor, and mentor within this framework. Being responsible for preparedness compliance reports, the coordinator has tools in the program to support faculty in strengthening response qualification reporting and emergency response credentialing. A total of 5 training videos are prepared to familiarize you with the operations of the NIMS Training Tracker program.